Hello, my name is J.E. Parris, second prince to the 521 Club and the Dominus Master of the House of Parris. This is film number 5 in my series of instructional films on the GOTWE and the 521 Club. In the last film, I answered the question of how we within the House of Parris changed the rules of GOTWE, Game of the White Elephant, over the last 2 decades. So now let's move on to the next big question. In this film, I'll be answering the question of what should your gift be, and how much should you spend on the Game of the White Elephant? Whether you're an old hand at playing the Game of the White Elephant or a virgin player, I think you should watch this film and take notes. The gift that you bring and set on the shrine of the White Elephant isn't just part of your admission ticket to play the game. It actually defines you in many ways. Number 1, it demonstrates your confidence in your own creativity. A poorly constructed gift can be a direct reflection of your lack of self-esteem and points attention to your unwillingness to believe in yourself. Or it could be a sign of laziness. Number 2, it defines how you personally value the game and how grateful you are for the opportunity to be recognized as a player in the game. You should feel pride in being granted a chance to demonstrate your true creative nature. Lastly, a well-constructed gift makes a lasting impression with the other players and stands a chance to be remembered for many parties to come. Conversely, a poor thought-out gift can result in becoming a long-standing joke. I certainly do not wish for any of our players to be the butt of jokes in the future. That is why you must take care in constructing your gift. If you follow my format in this film, you shouldn't have any problem putting together a meaningful and worthy gift. First off, let me talk a little bit about how much you should spend. This question is always the first thing that is asked of me when I try to describe the game. Unfortunately, it becomes the naked woman in the room, which no one can seem to take their eyes off once I've mentioned her. Even though I try to de-emphasize the money spent and reinforce the value-added concept, people can't seem to focus on anything else but the dollar figure. So I hope my explanation of gift priorities and emphasis on creativity sinks in with you as you watch this film. The dollar figure that is set as a floor value should not be your main focus, but just so that we can get it out of the way ahead of the time, in Alteration number 15, Amendment number 4, the floor value is set at $155.80. Now, there, I've said it. Now, it should be noted that from year to year or every other year, we go back and we set it to the inflation clock and we up the ante. Now, I'm sure that your eyes just did a quick pop and your brain is saying, nope, no way, I'm not spending that much on any gift at any party at any time. Well, before you go into complete mental shutdown, allow me to explain a few things regarding this floor price rule. First off, our game is not simply a gift exchange party any more than a game of checkers is the same as a game of strip poker. In a regular old office party where most of the gift exchange games take place, the typical gift can be anything from a hideous lamp that your Aunt Irma left you in her will to a pair of dirty socks. And these are the types of gifts that most people are used to giving at a gift exchange party. Trust me, this is not that type of game that we play. So just strike those thoughts from your itty-bitty little brain. Showing up to the GOTWE with a low-end brainless gift is as out of place as showing up in your bathing suit to a white-tie dinner party. Our game is very competitive when it comes to the gifts, and we shoot for lots of creativity. Some gifts take months to put together, and some go through many stages of development before the player settles on his final version. So where did we come up with $155 floor value? Well, back in 1995 when we began, all of us on the Republican side of the House believed that the floor value price should be set at $100. In 1998, we passed such a rule. But the problem was, over the years, we failed to adjust it to the market and the inflationary deterioration of the dollar. As a side note, believe it or not, but according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, $100 in 1995 is actually $155.73 in 2016 dollars. If you think that's high, then look at it this way. The same amount today of $155.80 would have been only $24.63 in 1950. And 1950 doesn't seem that long ago, at least not to me. So now that we've gotten the floor price out there, let's just set that aside for the moment, and I'll come back to it after I tell you what type of gift you should be focusing on. The main thing that we want you to focus on is your own creativity with the design and composition of your gift. There are 3 categories of gifts to pick from: the Artisan crafted gift, the Mosaic Gift, and the Rockefeller gift option. We really want you to shoot for the category 1 or category 2. But if the first 2 simply will not work for you, then as a backup, we allow you a third option, and that is the Rockefeller gift option. So the first option is what we call an artisan crafted gift. This option is for those of you who have a talent or skill. It is for you to take your natural-born creative skills and apply them to a really cool gift. That means if you are, say, a painter, then paint a really cool painting. Whatever your medium is, paint, sculpting, woodworking, metalworking, cooking, sewing, or whatever artistic skill you have, you should apply it to creating a cool gift. Now, as a side note, let me say one thing about artistic skills. Just because you think you're gifted doesn't make you gifted. In other words, you need to know how far along in your talent you are before you settle in on this option. If you take this option, then you probably need to get an outside opinion on your end product just to make sure that it is as good as you think it is. Your artistic gift can be whatever you want it to be. It can stand alone, or it can be part of a mixture of other small gifts which make up a theme. If you think your art is good enough to stand alone, then it really does not require a theme. The floor cost comes into effect on this gift in the sense of how valuable you think your creation is. For example, my Uncle Billy, king of the 521 Club, was and still is a great artist. At the age of 93, he still paints and can sell his paintings for quite a bit of money. If he showed up at the GOTWE with, say, an 8x8 painting of whatever, it would alone surpass the $150 floor price rule and almost be guaranteed to win Best Artist, which is the Uncle Billy Award. The second option is what we call the Mosaic theme-based gift option. So let's say you don't think that you have a creative bone in your body. Or perhaps you do, but you just are not really ready to share that with the rest of us just yet. If this is you, then you can pick any type of theme you wish. There are no rules on what type of gift or gift theme you wish to employ. In this option, what you do is you go out and you purchase a number of items which surround and support your master theme. Thus, you're still being creative. Your creativity is found in picking a theme and going on a treasure hunt to find products which support that theme. When doing this, you need to focus on 2 types of gifts. One type of gift is based on an actual value, and the other is an intrinsic value. An actual value gift is a gift which is both useful and or has tradable value. An intrinsic value gift is one which on its own may not have any specific use, but it adds to the ambiance of the theme and therefore brings a bonding glue between your theme and the actual value parts of your gift. It's best to stick with a formula of 2-to-1 ratio when it comes to the breakdown between actual value gifts and intrinsic value gifts. For every 2 actual value gifts, you should include 1 intrinsic value gift. It's not a rule, and it is entirely up to you, but it's just a good guideline to measure by. So, for example, let's say your theme is going to be Star Wars. So in your Star Wars package, you might want to include, say, a college course on the universe and a book on hovercraft technology. You could also include a Star Wars beer stein and a pair of Star Wars car floor mats. These would also be considered actual value gifts because even though you are putting them together in your theme package, they can stand alone as useful items or tradable goods. As part of your intrinsic value gifts, you could include a Darth Vader mask, a poster of the show, or perhaps one of the Star Wars X-Wing fighter games. Of course, you could include the graphic novels and the DVDs, but be careful about books and DVDs. Most everyone has them already. These intrinsic gifts are specific to your theme, and unless someone is into Star Wars, they aren't going to be of much use outside of supporting your theme. Now, before I conclude on option 2, let me just say this. A lot of people come to me and say, I can't think of a theme. I can't think of an idea. What is a good way to come up with a theme or an idea? So here is a great tip that I can give everybody. Go to your local liquor store. When you get to your liquor store, plan to spend about 30 minutes walking up and down the aisles. Concentrate mainly on the bourbon aisle and the beer aisle. Every year they make specialty beers themed to certain subjects, like Star Wars or Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. And also the bourbons are the same way. If you walk down that aisle, those aisles, and you look at all of the liquors and alcohols and beers, you will come away with at least between 3 and 8 different themes. And from there, you buy your bottle of alcohol within that certain theme, and then you take that and you build on that theme from there. So there you go. There is a great tip on how to come up with a fantastic theme for the GOTWE. Okay, let's say that even though you're a creative genius, but you do not like option 1 because you have a 90-hour work week, and you're far too important to spend several days putting together a theme-based gift. But you really want to come and play so you can be part of our party. That's where option 3 comes in. The Rockefeller option. Now it's time to get your wallet out. Option 3 is meant for the fellow who does not want to spend any time or creative juices to come up with a cool gift. All he wants to do is zoom into Best Buy and show up with an acceptable gift. Well, remember what I said earlier about the meaning to the game is not money? Well, that was for all of you in option 1 and option 2 players. In fact, if you're an option 1 or 2 player, you can leave the room now because we're done. Just kidding. Come back here. We call it the Rockefeller option because John D. Rockefeller had more money than God. And so basically in this game, which we emphasize not spending so much money and putting most of the emphasis on talent, those who don't want to put forth that emphasis or are too lazy to, they need to have plenty of cash. Now, exactly how much should that be? Well, your floor spending limit begins at a $155 level. Probably if you don't want to get totally snowed by all the creative nerds in the room, then the more you spend above the $150 level, the more safe you'll be. Obviously, I'm not a big advocate for option 3, but hey, it's there. But I guess if you can't get stranded on an island with 3 hot babes, and instead you end up with Hillary Clinton, Rosie O'Donnell, and Nancy Pelosi, you have to do what you have to do. Or maybe not. At that point, swimming with the sharks beats swimming with the whales any day. But seriously, the Rockefeller option is mainly for the player who is on his way to the game and all of a sudden he remembers he forgot to buy a gift. At that point, he needs to get his wallet out and spend like a drunken Democrat who is buying his way to the election. So now hopefully you have an idea of the 3 different varieties of putting a themed gift together. You have the Artisan gift, you have the themed gift, the Mosaic themed gift, and you have the Rockefeller option. Thank you for watching this film, and I hope you watch all the other films in this series. This concludes my 5 films I promised in 2013, and am ending in 2015. Putting these together has not been a walk in the park. I hope they will be useful to future players of our game and to the millions of Americans who play some version of this game in years to come. Again, thanks for checking out my films, and I'll see you on the other side in the next film next year.